All right. What is going on? Let's see what's going on with the collective at this time when it comes to life purpose, the past energy, what's currently taking place, and what we can expect in the near future. All right, Holy Spirit, let us know what is going on at this time. Past energy is okay. So we got artist, which popped out in reverse. Says engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. All right, so some of you could have been in a space where you were lacking vision, or you could have been stagnated in your creativity. You know, maybe you were dealing with some type of creative blocks, but you're coming out of that space. Some of you may have just ended a job that had to do with some type of art gallery or art business. Take it as it resonates. But we have leadership in the current position. It says take charge of this situation. All right, but I feel like whatever this situation was, this is giving me gift from the heavens for some reason. I feel like this is a situation that's a blessing in disguise. You know, something is coming down to you for you to rise. And there's something for you to take control of at this time. Something that you're taking the lead on. And in the future position, we have protected. All right, it says, you are safe and supported while you change your career. So some of you are going through a career shift. You may have just left a job behind and you're in the process of finding something new where you can lead, you know, where you can step up as the artist and be recognized. And maybe you're someone that's supposed to teach others the skills that you have. 303 could be significant for some of you. At the bottom of the deck, we have strength. It says everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. All right, so this is a season or was a cycle that overall was teaching you to be strong, building your character, building your endurance. And I feel like for some of you, it's building your tolerance level on your ability to handle more, you know, where the universe can put more on your plate, can put a crown on you that's bigger, and you'll be able to handle it. All right, Holy Spirit, let us know more. Let's look into this situation with the situation deck. All right, Holy Spirit, past energy. When it comes to this artist position, what was the reason of separation? All right, we got tragedy, forbidden love. All right, so this is just giving me that this was a path that I feel like was no longer aligned. You know, you went there and you learned what it is that you were supposed to learn. You earned what it is that you were supposed to earn. And now it's a time of saying goodbye. And, you know, I feel like whatever this environment was, this isn't giving me good vibes. You know, I feel like it could have been dark. You could have been dealing with, you know, just not a cooperative type of space where it was conducive to your growth, is what this is giving me. We got leadership, and then we got lust coming out underneath. So for some of you, you could be dealing with somebody coming towards you as you step into this role of leadership. You know, where there is somebody that's seeking your attention as you're in your limelight. So just be on the lookout for that. And this is also giving me that this is your new desire also. You know, like you desire this leadership role. It's in your destiny. And for some of you, I feel like you could be having dreams about this. You know, this is something that you've always wanted. And now it's just the time that that spirit is granting your wish. We got pressure cooker coming out underneath protected. All right, so I feel like this is confirmation of, you know, things not really being conducive for your growth. You know, there could have been some drama. You know, there could have been conflict that was toxic. You know, people abusing their power, people that weren't really trying to work with you, were there to work against you. And I feel like this was pushing you to the edge for some of you, you know. And, you know, now you're at a space where you're protecting your boundaries, you're protecting your peace, and you are protected. You know, so that you can step into this new position of leadership in a healthy state of mind, you know, in the right atmosphere that's gonna be best for you. The next card we got out is Tick Tock. All right, it says deadline, time running out. All right, so I feel like Spirit is saying with TikTok, this is only a matter of time. And for some of you, I feel like your artistry is something that's going to be best for you to do on TikTok. You know, like that's where you're going to be successful. That's where you're going to grow, and you're going to receive the money and the recognition and the alliance that you're looking for. At the bottom of the deck, we have Archangel Michael. 808 could be significant for some of you. It says protection, prevented from harm, and divine intervention. So yeah, most definitely another confirmation that you're most definitely protected. Underneath that, we have entrapment. And you know, that's what this is giving me. Like maybe being in this environment that you were in felt like a trap. You know, it didn't feel like a place that you were looking forward to go to every morning or every day, or, you know, however often you had to show up at your job, you know, or your career. You know, it felt like dread. It felt like something that you were just doing to get along, to pay the bills. And now you're moving into a space where there is ascension here. You know, you're elevating, you're moving up as a result of leaving this space behind. It was essential, and it was necessary for your growth. And we have crickets. And so I feel like this is saying that you're in a space now of meditation, of peace. You know, as you've left this behind, you know, there's no contact here. This is a no contact situation. You know, you kind of just left everything there, you know, alone. Sitting with yourself. You know, you're not in a space where you're taking action right now. You're more so waiting for your ships to come in, or in preparing. I feel like, you know, still working on your art, still working on your skill, just not in this environment. And for some of you, I feel like you could be a little crushed about things. You know, you could have been sad because maybe you're not so sure about how income is going to come in, or or whatever the case may be. Maybe you had high hopes. You had high hopes that this was going to work out for you and that you were in the right space. But at the end of the day, it was nothing but a roller coaster ride. Highs and lows, hot and cold. And this is the type of environment, where you're walking on eggshells and you're just trying to not go from 0 to 100. Who wants to deal with that every day? Who wants to deal with that? And so now this is the time of pause during your ascension. As I mentioned, you're waiting, you're dealing with these emotions, processing things. All right, and the Holy Spirit, let us get one more. And what will be the outcome? What can the collective look forward to in regards to this new position? All right, we got alien, telepathic, dreams, and songs. All right, so some of you are musicians. Some of you are in the field of creating music. You could be a writer, you could be a singer, you could be a rapper. All right, and this is also giving me that you're going to be receiving communication in your dreams in regards to the next steps on your path. This popped out directly on top of artists. And so I feel like you're tapped in. You've been receiving downloads. For some of you, you're clairvoyant. And the messages have been really loud. Like what you're going through right now, you can't ignore it. All right, but this is your wish. Your wish is coming true. All right, your wish is my command. All right, so the universe is working this situation together in order for your wish to be made manifest. All right. I feel like new money is coming in. You're no longer going to be on a hamster wheel if that's what you've been on survival mode. All right, and you're going to be seeing synchronicities and signs that validate you, that give you confirmation and let you know you're on the right track. You're headed in the right direction, and everything that you're looking forward to is working out in your favor. As the past is history. The past is in the past. And as I'm saying that, my low battery just popped up. So I feel like that's confirmation right there. Spirit is saying what was is history. All right, and there's going to be a new offer on the table for you. So you can be on the lookout for that. All right, stay optimistic. If you made it this far, I appreciate you listening, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.